Live from the part of YouTube that is considered advertiser unfriendly, which would technically be 90% of YouTube under their new rules, but we're not going to get into that. It is the Zankoku Tenshi Show, the show that makes a sci-fi original movie look like a Hollywood blockbuster. And now, here is your host, the man who has 99 problems, and they're all bitches, Zankoku Tenshi.
Hello, Internet. It is I, Zankoku Tenshi, and this is the Zankoku Tenshi Show, doing a whole bunch of different weird things now. I'm messing with my settings for streaming, so if things are a little bit rough and weird, then, yeah, it's going to be a lot rough and weird. Anyways, today's episode is going to be a short one because I've had a small amount of time to prep. The weather was awesome, so I spent a bunch of time outdoors, did a little bit of yard work, but not too much stuff. But also, tonight is going to be another boring game night where a bunch of guys are going to stop by, and we're all going to play some board games, and that's just not fun. So anyways, welcome to the show, Zankoku Tenshi, and as always, I have my list of topics right here, and anyone in the comment section can go ahead and comment, and maybe we'll have a conversation. I don't know, but that's how things are going to go, so let's just get right into it since I don't really have too much time to do things because people will be showing up, and we all hate it when people crash the party, right? Yeah, anyways. So, last weekend I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I thought, hey, you know what, I'm going to share my thoughts on that movie. I thought it was a fun time, a very entertaining movie, definitely heavy-handed on the comedy. And yes, it's not as good as the first one, but the first one was spectacular in my book. But it's still a very solid, very good, very entertaining movie. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you go watch it. And really, the thing I want to talk about is that a lot of the negatives that I see about this movie is about the villain. And then they talk about the gold people, which are the, what was it, God, now I can't remember their damn name, like the Supremes or whatever. Anyways. The Sovereign, there we go, the Sovereign. So everyone complains about them, but they're not really the villain. They're sort of like a foil. They're there to kind of push some of the events forward, but they're not really the villains. They're more like a comedic second fiddle to the real villain, which is, I guess, technically a spoiler. So if you haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that maybe I won't say, but really the real villain in this movie is pretty good and pretty sinister, and of course involves the fate of the universe, because, you know, it's a Marvel movie. We can't just have microscopic stakes. It always has to be like end of the world, end of the universe type stuff. But, you know, hey, that's how it is. But generally, yes, the movie is a bit scattered at the beginning. It's a bit here and there, and it doesn't flow as great as the original, but it's still pretty solid, and I enjoy it, or enjoyed it. I still, thinking back on it, I still liked it a lot. And it's a much different movie because it's more about relationships, and it's more about family. And I know it gets a little heavy-handed with it, and it sort of pounds you on the face with that type of stuff. But generally, I thought it worked well. The comedy was spot on. There was moments where I'm just like tearing up, crying how funny the whole thing is. So yeah, it was definitely a fun time, a good time, and so I give it a good recommendation. So if you really haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, you've heard some of the reviews that were a little mixed. I mean, generally they're positive, but there are some negative ones. And if that kind of gave you pause, I'm here to say, look, if you liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy and you like funny things, you like funny movies with some action and space. It's pretty funny. Yeah, they do throw lots and lots of gags at you, gangs. So yeah, so there you go, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. What did you guys all think about that movie? Leave a comment, leave a chat, and let's go on to the next subject. The next subject, actually, when I watched the movie last Saturday, there was a preview for Kingsman 2. And I don't know if anyone, if you're familiar with the movie The Kingsman. That is a great action, I guess you would say kind of like a spy, almost satire in a way. Just an enjoyable movie. One of the things is, if you haven't seen the first one, then spoiler alert. One of the main characters dies in the movie, and it's a really powerful part of the movie. And so when seeing that and I know that they were making a sequel, seeing the trailer for the sequel, they spoil something in that trailer. Which is, I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks like this might be all right. I might check it out. And then all of a sudden they show this scene, and I'm like, why? Why do that? I mean, this is a Terminator Genesis, whatever they wanted to call it, all over again, where they take what is a major part of the movie, or a major reveal that they should just hide and throw it out on a trailer, and you're just like, oh, no, why do you do this, Hollywood? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep, like the whole thing with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the trailer where they show that Kurt Russell is Star Wars' father. You could just, even though, yes, that's pretty much the beginning of the movie, it's still like, wow, okay, cool, great. There's no need to throw that in a trailer. Don't give away everything in a friggin' trailer. So, the topic says Kingsman 2 trailer, but really what it is, it's about why do trailers need to give away 90% of the movie, or the whole movie, or 50% of the movie? Don't give me the whole movie. Don't show me scenes from the final act. I mean, it's just so, like it would have been a great surprise. And I'm going to tell you what happens in this trailer. So if you don't want to hear what happens in this trailer, go hit the mute button until I give you the thumbs up, because I don't want you leaving. God knows there's only like 2 of you on the stream. By the way, hi viewers. Don't forget about the chat box. I don't know, whatever. Hey, Mana-sama. Cringe. Oh, yeah. How's it going? I saw that Instagram post, and it reminds me of like that lighting they give you when they're like looking at the hotel room for blood and other bodily fluids. And I was very, very concerned about the bright area in the corner of that room. It was kind of frightening. But anyways, as I missed you too. So, getting back, talking about Kingsman 2. Oh man. So, they show that the main guy, the guy who takes the hoodlum under his wing and shows him all about the Kingsman and gets him into the fray, is alive. After he gets killed, he's I'm like, no, Padme was alive when no anyway. It's just crazy. It's so. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? You're just ruining a part of the movie that could have been just so awesome. They could have had the scene and you could have been like, oh, no way. But now they got to explain this because it was BS because he got shot in the freaking face. But anyways, so I'm ending the spoiler talk. So there's the thumbs up for anyone who just muted. Okay, you can talk, but yeah, it's just crazy. Have you ever watched a trailer for a movie that just gave away everything, and then when you watch the movie, you're like, yeah, the trailer just blew it all. You know, I just don't get it. I mean, are they so afraid that important things in the movie are the only way to sell the movie, so they got to show it all? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Why? Ugh. Yeah, because like I said, back in Terminator Genesis, whatever, that movie, you know, in my opinion, wasn't horrible. But Deadpool, I don't know, honestly, I don't think Deadpool did too much, but it did a lot. Yeah, it did a lot in the trailers. Hi, Skinny Gamer, and hi, Shark Barrigator Phipps. Gee, all we're missing is Pokemon Go, yo! Anyways. But, yeah, like Terminator Genesis, if they didn't blow that reveal that John Connor was the Terminator, that would have been an awesome moment. And I think a lot of people probably seeing that movie would have gotten a little bit more blown by that situation, and it might have gotten better reviews, and it might have gotten more money, and we might be getting Genesis 2, which is one that I like because I like the fact that with Terminator Genesis, whatever you want to call it, is they did exactly what a movie about time travel or a series about time travel should do. And that is completely fuck up the time stream. Like, you have just the time stream is messed up. Well, that's yeah. So in every live stream we see each other virtually. Well, that's basically kind of how it happens. The virtual me talking to the virtual you, and the virtual everybody, and the virtual internet, which to me is about 12 people, because whatever. Well, I'm glad that it makes you happy. It makes me happy. I like talking to people. I like having the back and forth. I like to talk about things that I like, these things that I'm discussing, and because most of the people around me, like when I'm at work, you know, they're not interested in this type of things. And like, you know, every week, you know, I might have some friends over or whatnot, but then we're mostly talking about like what's going on in the board games and stuff like that. So anyways, this is my chance to talk to whoever was out there listening about the crazy stuff that I want to talk to. So anyways, the virtual porn, P-O-I-R-N. It's either he tried to say porn or whatever. No, this is not virtual pornography. Not yet. However, according to YouTube standards, it might as well be because, oh my goodness, he said the F word. Unmonetized. Yes, virtual porn is the way of the future there, Shark Bear Gator Phipps. Once they create the sex android, that is the end of the human race, because no one will ever want to go through the effort of dating an actual human being then. That's the end of the human race. We don't have to worry about AI destroying us or the environment or an asteroid or the sun going supernova. We will kill ourselves by having lots and lots of android sex. That's basically what's going to happen. Anyways, so moving on. After that trailer whatever meltdown, I saw a story, and this was on YouTube, and so apparently in Philadelphia there is a sugary beverage tax, basically a soda tax. And it was implemented because, man, we here in America are so fat, we're so disgusting, so obese, that we need the government to step in and tax soda pop, cola, whatever regional dialect uses it. I mean, here where I live, we just call it pop, but I know there's some places that call it soda. There's some places that call it soda pop. And there are some places that just call it Coke. I was down south, seriously, down south, and I was at a restaurant. And I wanted to know what they had for beverages. And they said, well, we've got Coke. And I'm like, it's like, okay, so, give me a Coke. And they bring out the Coke, and it was a freaking Pepsi, and I could tell the difference. And I'm like, what? This Coke tastes weird. It's like, can I get a different thing? What other flavors you got? Well, we have Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew. And I'm like, wait, I thought you said you had Coke. It's like, yeah, it's Pepsi, but it's Coke. I'm like, no, Coke is Coke. Well, anyways, bad story anyways, but down south they will call cola or pop or whatever you want to call it Coke. So you got to be careful about that. And when you go to Los Angeles and you ask for some Coke, well, they don't even give you a beverage, man. They give you like some sort of powder. I don't know what you do with it, but anyways, that's a bad joke. So anyways, so Philadelphia has this tax, and apparently the way the tax is set up, that you get all colas or Coke only in the South, man. Only in the South. Up here in our us Northerners, man, we just use the umbrella term pop. And then they ask, what type of pop do you want? Then you go, yo, I want a Coke. Tasty. I should just grab a Coke, pop it open, and drink it on stream, and then Coca-Cola will start shoveling me tens of billions of dollars for the advertisement. I wish. In the perfect world, I wish, anyways. So they have this tax, and it makes the beverages so unreasonably expensive that people are actually driving out of town to do their grocery shopping, and all the in-town businesses, the grocery stores, the food marts, the gas stations, whatever, are having a gigantic decrease in sales. And now some of those businesses are having to lay off people, and everyone's getting all upset. And the businesses in the suburbs, they're starting to get increases in sales because everyone's going there. And one would think that after a while, the city council would think about, like, you know what, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we did something wrong. But no, they're doubling down. They're saying things like, oh, well, once people start realizing how much it costs to drive out of town to get their sugary beverages, they're going to stop and they're going to return. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. When people want something, they want something, and then they go get it. I mean, that's why the war on drugs doesn't work because people want drugs. They're going to go out and they're going to get their drugs. You can ban things all you want. People are still going to do them because people want to do it. So, yeah. So, I don't know. It's crazy. Mistake, but what about the money? I don't know, you two guys were having a conversation there, but I think Manasama has left the building. But what about the money? If you're talking about like the money from the taxes, well, they're not getting the money from the taxes because no one's really buying that stuff in the city. And honestly, if I had money and I was near Philadelphia, I would totally like look for a shop space right outside of the city where I would just make like just make it a soda shop and just say, hey, get your tax-free Coca-Cola, pop, whatever, right here, just right across the border. I mean, it's like you can be sensible about it. Like you can, because honestly, I don't think it's about the money. I don't think it's about the money because if it was about the money, they would do something smart. They would make it like a 5-cent tax, or a percentage tax or something like that. That's like 0.1 or not one, like 1% maybe or something low that doesn't punish you for buying the soda, but allows you to go, like, it's an extra 5 cents. Oh, that's not going to break me. Even an extra 10 cents, that's not going to. But the way they make it is they said something about like sweetened tea. You would buy a jug of sweetened tea, and the tax would be more than the actual product itself. And that's when you done fucked up, because that is ridiculous. That is crap. Because you're basically telling people, don't buy that stuff, but go over to the next city and buy it. And that's what they're doing. And sure, yes, some people might not buy as much cola, and maybe that's their goal. Because, I mean, it's obviously not about the money. It's about them getting people to stop drinking cola, which is ridiculous. You know why we're fat in America? And it's not because of cola. We are fat in America because we are successful, because we are prosperous, because we are in a veritable land of plenty. Back in the day in China, the phrase fat was a compliment. If you called someone fat, you were complimenting them because it meant that they were able to eat. And not only eat, but eat more. And because they didn't have to like kill themselves working all the time. See, back in the old days before we built this society, everyone had to work 12 hours, 15 hours a day, back-breaking physical labor, and what they would eat was a pittance of what we have available. And sometimes you wouldn't even get meat, and only on special occasions. And our bodies were built for poverty at that point. We were struggling, and the only ones who would ever get fat were the people who were able to make it in the world and were able to sit back and relax, and they had plenty, and they were able to grow out. And of course, also the jobs have changed in America. Instead of most people breaking their backs and sweating and exhausting themselves, a lot of people have these jobs where they're sitting in a chair and they're typing on the computer and they're talking on the phone, things like that. And they don't really get out and do a lot of stuff. So that's why we're fat. It's not because of soda pop. It's because we have all these options, and all this freedom to choose from all this lovely, delicious food, and we eat more than we should, and we drink more than we should, and we don't do as much exercise as we should. Vikings were like sex gods, and they were fat as fuck, man. Well, because when you're raping and pillaging, you got to have that downtime where you drink the freaking mead stuff. That stuff is like concentrated calories, and have that Viking feast. Like I've read Beowulf. I know about those feasting halls. Yeah. So yeah, that's why we're fat. And guess what? You're not going to stop us by taxing things, because we're just going to go to where there are no taxes. We're going to start ordering our food online, having it sent to us. I mean, they've already got places where you can get food sent to you. So if you just there's a sensible way of doing things. And what you should really be trying to do, if you want your people to be healthy, is to try to incentivize them to get off their asses and do a whole bunch of stuff. That's what you need to do. But anyways, so yes, bitches love food. So do I. But anyways, so yeah, that's the end of that rant. I just had to talk about it because it was so ridiculous, and anyone with a brain would have figured out that people were just going to go someplace else and buy their shit, and that's exactly what happened. So now going on to my final topic, because I have to make this short because people are going to be showing up in about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, and I didn't know how long this whole thing was going to take. Ah, man. So wait, Shark Barrigator Phipps, what is your favorite food? Because I can tell you mine. My favorite food is steak. I love steak. I can eat steak all day long. Give me flesh of cow. But second favorite is got to be pizza. I mean, those are the two foods that I could have every day for infinity until I die. And I will die a happy human being. But I don't know. We'll see what you comment. If you got a favorite food, lay it down. So the final thing that I'm going to talk about is chicken soup. Chicken soup is your favorite food. I mean, chicken soup is nice on a cold winter day, warms you up. But I'm actually surprised. Chicken soup. I mean, I dig chicken. I would say that chicken soup is not my favorite soup. French onion soup. Love me some of that brothy sloth. French onion soup. That is the shit right there. French onion soup. Awesome soup. I love it where they put the bread croutons in the soup, and they put the provolone cheese on the top, and they just burn it, whatever, flum or brulee it, whatever they want to call it. Just great. That is awesome. If you got a restaurant, with some good French onion soup, man, awesome. Sorry, man, that opinion is wrong. No. This is my show, and all my opinions are correct. No, seriously, I love French onion soup. I think it's the greatest. It's flavorful. The soup itself is flavorful. And because the problem I had, the broth on chicken noodle soup is all right. But I've never been a big chicken broth fan. I'm a beef guy, by the way, because I said steak. I'm a beef guy. I like that beefy, earthy, awesome-y flavor. But I'm not saying that chicken soup is bad. I'm not. But it's definitely a fact that I am right. Anyways. For me, French onion soup, best meal, steak, great New York strip or ribeye, awesome. Get some steak fries. You know, what I do, I marinate steaks. My super secret recipe, which is not a secret, but what I do is I take soy sauce and teriyaki sauce, and I use like either a red wine or there is this plum sake by Gekikan, but I think there's also another brand that does it, and it adds like this great like sweetness. Sometimes you can use sweet vermouth also, and then you just use your regular seasonings like your garlic, salt, pepper, what other seasonings you like to throw in there, and you just let that marinate for like a day or two, and it just absorbs all that awesome flavor. And then you just slap it on the grill, and you're just like, anyways. Oh my God, we're all carnivores. We're all gonna die. Happy, filled belly carnivore deaths. But moving on. So next weekend is the Motor City Comic Con. Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I still don't know which day I'm going to be attending, but I am definitely attending, barring any kind of unforeseen travesty. But the Motor City Comic Con, I try to go there every year that I can, and it's in Novi, Michigan, which is outside of Detroit, far enough away so that there's not that much bad shit going on. At the Suburban Showplace, and it's a place where I just go to look at the vendors, find some cool, awesome stuff, pick up some stuff maybe, check out the artists, check out the celebrities, just absorb the atmosphere and have a lot of fun. And it used to be my go-to place for finding movies that I couldn't really find in the local stores. Unfortunately, it seems more and more that there are no one really selling movies anymore, which kind of sucks. It's kind of sad. It's the end of an era, and I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and go actually buy stuff online. I just hate it. I hate it because when I give money out, I expect instant gratification in return. I expect that shit in my hands right now. But anyways, I'm just going to have to do it. That's just the reality of life. Which is sad because Synapse Films, if you by any chance are watching this, you are in Novi. Make a booth. I will buy your entire catalog. I will go broke buying your entire catalog from you right there. Seriously. Show up to the Comic-Con. Please. Please? Anyways, Synapse, you're right there. You're right, take you 10 minutes to get there. Well, I mean, with the traffic, maybe longer. But anyways, so it's gonna be fun. And if anybody else is going to end up going there, which probably isn't, because, like I said, the majority of my channel is in Southeast Asia. So, nope. And I don't know. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. And so, depending on what day I go, I might not be able to stream next week at the same time in the same way. So just be careful about that. I might have to end up doing it on, if I go Friday, I might have to do it on Saturday. If I do it on Saturday, I might still be able to do it on Friday, but I've got some other things might come up with my brother. And if I go on Sunday, maybe I stream on Saturday, whatever. Anyways, that is going to be the start of my vacation. So I'm going to have a vacation for work. I'm going to have time to hopefully finish the next episode of That's Fucked Up. The one, not your exotic fantasy. It's basically me commenting on 3 YouTube videos, with one in particular just because I wanted to. But yeah, there's some fucked upness going on there, and so hopefully that'll give me some time where I can just sit down and really just put my nose to the grindstone and churn that stuff out. So Georgia, huh? That is like this. That is ground zero for the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse, man. Georgia. I've been to Georgia once, and that was flying over most of it, and landing in Atlanta, and then staying in the airport for about 40 minutes, and then flying out of Georgia. If that even counts, I don't know. But my friend who's in the Army was before he moved back home, or back to the home state anyways, to be a recruiter. He was in artillery, and I can't remember what fort he was, but it was in Georgia, so he knows more about Georgia anyways. But anyways, I like Georgia, home of the Georgia Peach, Ty Cobb, one of the greatest baseball players ever, and the home of Coca-Cola. Maybe that's why all Southerners think, oh, Pop is Coke, because, anyways. Georgia kind of sucks. Fort Benning. No, I don't think it was Fort Benning, though. I don't think it was that one. Anyways, I'd have to ask him. But yeah, I mean, I heard that Atlanta has its problems, but I don't know. Georgia seems like nice. I mean, last time. Now I'm not going to make that Civil War joke about Sherman's March, because I'm sure there's people still butthurt about that stuff. No, it's horrible. I'm not going to say it. So, like, my friend from the Army, he's a Civil War. He did Civil War reenactments. He has a bachelor's degree in history. He loves that period of time. And oh my God, the things that come out of his mouth are just hideously hilarious and shocking at the same time. But it's craziness. I mean, I should if I have a chance to stream him, we have just the conversation, and that will be the end of my YouTube channel. Definitely not monetizable, not advertiser friendly there. Let it rip. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it. It's something about how Georgia's a great place, especially like when you're traveling. It's really easy to just kind of burn through the whole state up to Savannah. Yeah, I mean, his delivery is way better than mine, but it's just, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's a horrible joke. It was in context too. Context matters, but anyways, so yeah, the Motor City Comic Con, like, it's just fun, and like, especially when some of the bigger things like San Diego Comic Con are just far away, expensive, and perhaps maybe too big. And I like the Motor City Comic Con because it's large, but it doesn't feel like enormous, that you're just gonna take you like 5 days to go see everything. But that's what I like, and what's cool there is about a month later, after Motor City Comic Con, is going to be JFAX, and so that's going to be great. great fun. I'm going to be there all 3 days for JFAX. So if anyone's planning on taking a trip to the great state of Michigan to go to JFAX, look me up because I'm going to be there in all my burly glory. Now I'll probably get a haircut by then because the temperature's starting to rise. So time to get the neck warmer off the neck. But yeah, I mean, I like conventions. I love going out people because like I said, I love having conversations about stuff like the horror movies and other things, and I like talking to people about it. I like having a face-to-face conversation, and I love discussing that stuff because you not only get to introduce people to things that are cool, but you also get introduced to things that are cool also. This shave the mane? No, this is my girlfriend repellent. Oh no, I mean, I'll trim it, I'll shorten it, but if it totally comes off, I don't like the way I look without facial hair. I really don't. I mean, you'll see pictures here of me when I was way younger, but without facial hair, and my God, it might as well be a different person. But I'm just baby-faced nerd boy. I don't know. I mean, I'm like, we'll wait, and we'll see if we can see a picture of me. You know what? I can totally move my camera out of the way. So now I'm just like this small little sliver here, as we're talking about. We're talking about Japan. By the way, those were a bunch of New Year's prayers. They put their name and they would pray like a prayer or a wish for the coming year on there, and so that's what those wood planks were. Okay, so I'm right there in the back. In the middle. I don't know, I guess it's hard for you to tell. But that's us in front of Himeji Castle, which is the largest castle in Japan. There's Himeji also. The place is awesome. Himeji, great. Another view of the castle tower. And there it is, up close. And the way it is, it's like, and you can kind of see, it's like a maze. You have to keep going around and around and around and around to get to the tower. And they did that because if an army was going to invade, it would be very hard for them to get straight to the main tower because they'd have to go through this winding labyrinth. And here's like one of the tunnels or whatever, one of the places you'll have to go through, and it's easy to get attacked on all sides. So it was really smart design to keep, an army from just getting straight through because they'd have to go through all the walls. So this was my roommate. We were staying at this family's house, and so that was my roommate there, who also traveled to Japan. He was a big emo guy. Anyways. So we stayed at these sisters' place. These two sisters. I think you've seen the pictures of them. But that's in front of Himeji. Also, there's Ginkakuji, the gold pavilion. Did I say Ginkaku? Yeah. No, I think of Jinkakuji. Oh, I screwed it up. Whatever. Anyway, that's inside the tower. They showed what really won what brought all of Japan together, and that was guns. Guns brought Japan together. That was the daimyo who had the guns was able to unite all of Japan. This was another tourist. This is at Kiyomizu-dera. There I am on the right, drinking from the springs, the pure springs of Kiyomizu-dera. So that's also a Kiyomizu that's going into the place. This is a, what is that, Higashi-ji Temple, the Eastern Temple in Kyoto. But then here I am at, well, actually, I'm not in the picture, but that's, so there I am again, drinking with the black coat at Kiyomizu. That's, I think this is in Hikone Castle in the city of Hikone. This is inside the museum, which you're not allowed to take pictures, but I was allowed because when I was in Hikone, I stayed at a friend of the person who works at the museum. So I was able to take a couple shots inside the museum because I had the connections. So yeah, I think that was at Nara. And I'm trying to think if that's in Nara also. You'll see a picture where there's a whole bunch of deer. That's in Nara because they don't hunt deer in Nara. And the deer literally have zero fear of humans. In fact, they equate humans with food. Not like humans as being food, but having food to give them. They will literally go into your pockets. They will put their mouth into your pocket searching for stuff. And, some people seem to enjoy that for some reason. I don't know why. They would enjoy having some animal mouthing around their pant regions. But anyways, that's horrible stuff. So I think this is in Hikone. I think. God, it's been friggin' years. I think that's Hikone. They had a bridge going into the main castle grounds, and they had it set up where they could literally hit a line, and the bridge will collapse, and killing anyone on the bridge and sending them falling to their doom. So yeah, this is in Hikone. The castle's up on a hill. And so, once again, great design. They got people storming the castle. Yep, that's Hikone Castle. And so we're going to have a death trap right before you get to the main thing. Could you believe you're playing a video game and almost getting to the final level, and then just the video game just like, nope. Okay, I'm coming up here. I should be coming up here playing the koto. There I am. Holy cow, look at me. I am so young and no facial hair. Oh my goodness, it's horrible. This is an Ikebana showcase, which is flower arranging. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal, and they're showcasing all these works, which are spectacular looking works. And then there's mine right there, the one on the left. And I tried to make it like look like a crane or some sort, with the long neck and the beak. And I don't know if it worked out. I should be showing up here soon too. Nope, maybe not. I know there's like a bunch of us in kimono. And first person is here. Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going? We live again?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. We're about to end. I'm just like at the end part where I'm just like talking about the pictures going on. And that was in Hikone Castle. And there I am. Okay, I guess I did have facial hair. I guess I did have facial hair, but whatever. Yes, I do have people coming. There's one of them right there. The guy got burned last time. Anyways, it's time to end it though. So there I am with the sisters. We're with the sisters, having some beers, having some laughs, singing. Wonderful. There's the party in Adogawa with the sisters and everyone taking a picture. She pulled the poor girl into the frame by her throat, seemingly. Anyways, yeah, we had a big party. We sang, we drank, we ate. This is us at the train station. My roommate was totally trying to get with the one sister. It was funny to see his futile advances. They were there. It was so ridiculous. Anyways, I'm gonna end it now since people are gonna start showing up and. Oh yeah, that's yeah. Always that one. Anyways, so I'll go talk to you guys later, and time to move back into the area. So now see now my yeah okay there cover up all that black negative space. Okay. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. It's been fun. I'm Zankoku Tenshi. You stay sexy, internet. No, seriously.